you're watching The Circle. For many people buying fresh produce, it's really important. And when it comes to eggs, that often means shoppers seeking out free-range ones. But are we really getting what we're paying for? To find out, we sent environmental reporter Arron Wood to visit Free Range's egg farm at Grantville in Victoria. Let's have a look.
Talking about free-range eggs might bring to mind a quaint old farm with hens strutting around a tree-shaded barnyard. But you might want to think again. The realities of egg production are very different. And the free-range eggs you're conscientiously buying from the supermarket are not necessarily what they're cracked up to be. In Australia and some other countries, a lot of the eggs labelled as free-range are laid by birds that have been de-beaked and they've been kept in small cages, which means the chickens only have the space the size of a doormat to run around on. Sadly, these are the same farms that are somehow continuing to get away with labelling their eggs as free-range. The free-range egg farm near Phillip Island in Victoria is the perfect example of what a free-range egg farm should look like. And there's living proof that when you buy your eggs, you don't have to compromise the environment, the welfare of the chickens, or the taste of the egg.
Phil, what's the difference between a free-range chook and our normal run-of-the-mill chooks?
Well, on a free-range farm, the chooks are able to wander around outside pretty much all day. In our case, they're never locked up, not even at night, and so they have access to pasture 24 hours a day if they want it.
And there's some other considerations about free range in terms of stocking and other sorts of things that make it free range. What are those things?
Yeah, well, the model code of practice has a maximum standard of 1,500 birds per hectare. The Egg Corporation wants to increase the density, which will allow the big corporations to maximise their profits by labelling their eggs as free range when they're actually produced on intensive farms. But 1,500 per hectare should be the national maximum, not the proposed 20,000 per hectare that the Egg Corporation wants, which makes a nonsense of any free range possibility.
And so why should people buy free range? What are the benefits to the consumer and to the chook?
Well, to the chook, they have a much better lifestyle. They're basically doing what they want to do out in the open. For the consumer, the eggs are better for them. There have been some studies demonstrating that the nutritional value of free-range eggs is greater than cage eggs.
Now, I'm really interested. These guys are running around all over the place. How does the farm actually work? How do you collect the eggs?
This is a typical shed that we run. This houses about 300 chooks. So they go in and out whenever they feel like it. The nest boxes are in there, feed and water. And this is where they do their stuff for us. We gather the eggs from the nest boxes several times a day, and then they bring them into the grading room here, where they're graded.
So Phil, there's an obvious difference in the size of these eggs. Why are they different?
That egg is a very small egg that's laid by a pullet, and a pullet is a young hen, and as they get older, the chooks lay bigger eggs, and they end up laying very big eggs like this.
Can you tell us why free-range eggs seem to taste better? Why is that?
Because of their diet, the things they eat worms, they eat spiders, grasshoppers and grass and other seeds. And if they're eating that sort of natural diet, that feeds into the yolk, which adds to the colour, but as well as the nutritional value.
So Phil, you walk into a supermarket, there's an entire aisle of all sorts of different eggs, barn-laid, cage-laid, free-range. How does the consumer make the choice?
The only way you can be sure that you're actually buying free range is to look for the logo of the Free Range Farmers Association. There are a couple of other ones too to look for, other logos. Humane Society, for example, is pretty good. The problem at the moment is with so many eggs out there mislabelled as free range is that there is no assurance that the eggs that they're buying really are free range unless they can see those logos.
So when you grab that carton of fresh eggs off the shelf, how fresh are they really?
It varies considerably. On our farm we have a best before date of 1 month from the date of lay. A lot of farms actually use 6 weeks from the date of packing, and quite often the eggs aren't packed for a week and sometimes 2 weeks from the time they're laid. So the eggs may already be a month old before they're actually packaged and then sent off to the supermarkets.
So they could be up to 2 months old.
They could be.
When you buy them off the shelf.
Yeah, they could be. There'll always be a need for intensive egg production, and we don't have a problem with that as long as they're properly labelled.
So free range is better for the chook, better for us. You can't go wrong, can't you?
You can't go wrong at all, no.
Great story.
How hard our chickens work for us. Our thanks to Arron Wood for bringing us that story. Now here's Marianne.